So that's the very naked looking Skyline with absolutely no headlights because the headlights are now down there. Usual sight, huh? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of DownShiftZM. So yeah, we're back with the Skyline today, but something different. So after we got the headlights for the car, put them on the car didn't move around for quite a while. And then recently I started to drive it, and then I realized that we only had parking lights because the wiring was all messed up. And then we had to go around and do the wiring for the car so that we could get the main lights working. And then we put in the main lights, and then when you switch on the main lights, then I found that the lights are not pointing in the right direction. And it wasn't just a small issue of the adjuster. So if you look at the projector lens here, you'll notice that it's out of place. For some reason, it sort of melted around or melted out of place around wherever it's supposed to sit there. And that's the same story as well with the other one there. All right, it's melted out of place. So then that means that the lights then have to be opened. Which is the point of this episode. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking out the headlights. Then we're going to use a heat gun to melt the glue that sits around the edges there of the glass and the housing. We have to heat that gently and evenly for a certain period of time, and then pull the glass apart. Now, to take out the headlights themselves off of the car, there is a bolt, 10mm bolt, that comes somewhere here, which is on the inside where my middle finger is there. There's one 10mm bolt up on top there, and if you can see inside here, there's this other plug-in as well where there's another 10mm bolt that sits there. So once you put that, you take out these two bolts there, you then have to take out a screw over there that holds the indicator lamp to the housing of the headlamp. So once you take out that screw, you then with some force pull out your indicator lamp, and once you do, you then expose a 10mm bolt that goes up there. So essentially there's 10mm there's one 10mm bolt and two 10mm nuts that you need to take out and the screw. So once that's done, you then gently pull this out and unplug all the connectors that go in place. So I've already gone ahead and taken out the bolts on both sides of the lamps. So now all I gotta do is disconnect the lights and then pull out the main headlights, and I'm gonna have to go home, not here, the other home, and heat this up with a gun and then open it apart and then see what we can do. So essential tools that I'll need as well for that will primarily be a flathead screwdriver. I have one here which is both a star screwdriver on one end and then a flathead screwdriver on another end. So you just pull it in and out to switch whatever side you want, and that's really going to be to remove these metal clips over there. And if there's any other clips as well at the bottom, you just remove those clips around, then heat it up and then pull it apart. So let's see how that one is gonna go. Alright, so I got everything that I need here. I have my hot air gun, yay, and we've got the light there, and we have my makeshift table or bucket. Okay, so I'm gonna be showing you quickly how to open that. So we're gonna be removing these clips here and this one here, as well as the clips that are on the bottom end here and the clip that's on the end there. Those are going to be taken out, and then once we do that, we're then going to hit around the rim here, all around, inside and all above, like that, and make it weak, and then afterwards we're going to pry it open. So let's do that.
Ryan Little.
right, so there we are done with the separation. So, oh crap. Right, that's the gloss. Very delicate, so please be careful with that. Otherwise, that's gonna drop and that's gonna break, and you're gonna have to spend money to buy another one. And that's the other bit to the gloss. Okay, cleared it, so now I can see two problems already. The hinges here and there look like they're broken, so that's probably why this thing was not sitting in place correctly. Either way, I'm gonna have to clean that lens out, very nice and clean, and then I'm gonna have to use epoxy to make those holes. It seems like they use a lot of silicone around in here, so I'm gonna need to rub all of this out and get it out so it's nice and clean, and then apply another fresh layer of silicone, clean that one out as well, and then start putting them back together. But before I put them back together, excuse me, I'm gonna have to test them and see how bright the lights will be once we play around with this open and try and adjust it. So let's see where that goes. But yeah, that's the quick of how you open up your headlights using a heat air gun or hot air gun. So yeah, piece of advice as well: when you're opening them up, please do not use any metal objects like this screwdriver. Please focus. Do not use like a screwdriver or anything metal when prying between the glass and the housing, because you do risk breaking that glass apart. So instead, use any plastic material when prying them open, or something extremely flat so that you don't break the glass when you're taking it apart. Or if you're a lot more patient than me, just heat it up until it's extremely weak, so it's a lot easier for you when you're pulling them apart. And also wear gloves just so you don't burn yourself. But yeah,